I feel like I don't sound particularly pro when I sing. I guess the question I'm asking is how do I sound better?
This video is sponsored by CuriosityStream. Get access to the extended version of this singing lesson on my streaming video service Nebula when you sign up for CuriosityStream using the link in the description. A few months ago, while Ali Abdaal was visiting Brighton, I got him over to the studio and ended up giving him an impromptu singing lesson. I've learnt so much from Ali's videos in regards to business and productivity, go check out his channel, that it was fun to give something back. Breathing.
Okay.
Diction.
As in pronunciation of words?
Diction is the style of enunciation in speaking or singing.
Okay, so can I try sing something and you critique me?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Let's do this. So. How much of my mother has my mother left in me? How much of my love could be insane to some degree? And what about this feeling that I'm never good enough? Will it wash out in the water, or is it always in the blood?
Okay.
Okay.
What was that?
I felt like I ran out of breath at the end of that.
Okay.
And so I was like, yeah. Yeah, I need more breath.
Do you feel while you're singing that you're like...
Yeah,
like,
I feel a bit constricted.
First thing, breathing. You want to take deep, slow breaths that are measured when singing. You want to feel your rib cage expand. When you're out running,
Yeah.
the way you know you're getting fitter as a runner is when you're running and you can have a conversation.
Yep.
It's kind of like that. Like singing is like an athletic ability almost because your breathing is very, very important. That leads me on to posture. We're sat down for this video, but it's obviously better to be stood up straight with your hands by your side and feet slightly apart. Making sure you're sat up straight and,
Okay.
you know, like singing like this is
Yeah.
very different to singing like this.
Okay.
Like puff out your chest a bit
Okay.
and take a big, deep breath before you start singing, but do it silently. And think about the breath like 4 beats before you even sing. Like breathe in really slowly and really calmly and then try and sing that way.
How much of my mother has my mother left in me?
Breath.
How much of my love could be insane to some degree? And what about this feeling that I'm never good enough? Will it wash out in the water, or is it always in the blood?
When you get louder,
Yeah.
do you feel like you're pushing out more air?
And I'm never... Yes.
If you can try and keep like a steady dynamic.
Okay. So
that
dynamic
might
as
also,
in
well, like
same amount of air.
same volume. So you're starting off quite calm.
Okay.
And then you're sort of bringing out emphasis on words that maybe you wouldn't need to bring out emphasis on.
Okay.
When you get to those higher notes, if you
Yeah.
can try and like save breath by not like having
not,
a lot
like,
of support, but
shouting
not just like suddenly like
Oh, okay. Fine.
you try that.
How much of my mother has my mother left in me?
Yeah.
How much of my love could be insane to some degree? What about this feeling that I'm never good enough? Will it wash out in the water, or is it always in the blood?
What are you thinking? Does
That sounded better, yeah.
That sounded really great.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Song choice is really important when learning. You don't want to start off with songs that involve vocal acrobats like a track by Ariana Grande or Christina Aguilera. Even this John Mayer song is a little tricky. This song is just generally quite difficult as well. Like it's like do 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 do. Like that's a range.
Oh,
like
okay.
if you think the level of support that you need to get to the upper notes. There are those songs where it's just like one note and the artist, whether Taylor Swift or Ed Sheeran, what's Shape of You, I'm thinking. Like that's a very small amount of notes.
Okay. So those songs are easier to sing?
Those songs are easier to sing.
So it's the thing that makes it hard. The thing that makes it hard, the fact that you have to do more support when hitting the higher notes.
Definitely.
Okay.
The other thing is like when you sing quieter,
Yep.
it actually takes a lot of support. You're a bit like a swan. Like there's a lot going on there just to be able to glide over. And so you know, you have to be like, okay, right, just because it's a quiet section here doesn't mean that I'm not giving it some support.
What do you mean by support? Do you mean like abs go in and it's like
literally like a bit like...
So what's singing with support versus without support?
When I talk about support, I really mean singing using your diaphragm, which is a muscle spanning the lower rib cage. It expands and contracts when you inhale and exhale. You don't want little breaths from up here when you're singing. You want to feel your rib cage move outwards, deep and steady. Like you would be a bit out of breath, like... I haven't thought of you for 23 hours. How did I make it through that time?
Yeah, you sound like a normal person trying to sing a song here.
Yeah. 23 hours.
Okay.
And that's me singing it, where it's like, I haven't thought of you for 23 hours. How did I make it through that time? That's support.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So what are you doing? What are you doing differently?
So basically, if you imagine yourself after too much food, your stomach's out and you're just not really, you're like,
I'm like, why am I so fat?
You're stuffed. Whereas when you've been to the gym and you've done an ab workout, you're feeling a bit
you're feeling
stronger.
a bit like standing up a bit more straight. Yeah.
And I mean, it's a strange analogy, but like there are exercises you can do. I'm going to show you one actually. The exercise is to sort of go to breathe really quickly.
Yeah.
With your hand on your... So you want to be breathing from here.
Okay.
Not from here, not from...
Okay.
Internally. You're the doctor here, so you'll know more than...
Internal breathing.
Internal breathing, there we go.
Yeah, sure, that's a thing.
As opposed to external breathing. And then it doesn't really matter about your hand, but like you just have to... You kind of have to relax, really take a really big deep breath, and like really feel your lungs expand, but hold it once you get there and don't let it go. But then do these really short, sharp breaths where you're like, and you feel it coming from your tummy.
Yeah, that feels pretty strong because I can sort of feel my core, like
working.
Sort of, yeah.
Breathing is everything. So, like, if you're exercising, running, running for singers is very, very important. Staying fit, cardio-wise, is very, very important.
Okay.
There's a reason I go boxing and do cycling, and I really think it helps.
Okay.
But then also, like, being conscious, like thinking, right, okay, if I'm playing the guitar, I think of vibrato.
Yeah.
I don't do it all the time, but maybe when I'm singing, I want the tone of my voice to be really, really gorgeous. So how do I make it gorgeous? How do I make it sound good to me?
Yeah, because on that last one where I was not trying to get louder with the higher notes, I thought to myself, oh, I actually don't sound too bad.
It sounded great.
I was quite surprised by that.
It sort of leveled out.
Yeah.
And you sort of compressed yourself a bit, like you would in the studio, where you level out all the high dynamics, the low, like you want to be pleasant to listen to.
Yeah.
Basically, care about the sound you're making. Really listen to yourself. You don't want to be a Broadway singer in pop music.
Oh, okay.
Because it sounds so different.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for Broadway singing.
Yeah.
But you don't want to sound like that when you're singing these pop songs.
Okay.
And when you listen to someone like Shawn Mendes, his voice is so gorgeous.
Yeah, silky.
Very silky.
Yeah.
And so you kind of aim for that, and you have to kind of break down exactly what you like about these people's voices, and then finding it in your own.
Okay.
But I think maybe you might sound quite nasal sometimes too.
Okay.
So you have to be thinking, and you can think logically, like you don't want to be like I'm nasal maybe when I talk.
It doesn't sound nasal at
all. Because I'm not singing through my nose whatsoever.
Oh.
We're about to move on to another song that Ali is learning, but one little tip when learning to sing is actually use a keyboard or piano, as the pitch doesn't change like on guitar. Also, singing and playing guitar at the same time whilst trying to improve your vocal technique could be a little bit distracting.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home.
How much support are you
to
giving
the
yourself?
place, not very much, where I belong, West Virginia.
No.
Okay.
Because maybe when you're concentrating on guitar playing,
Yeah.
you're not maybe thinking about your singing as much.
Yeah. Probably.
So you might need to be like, okay, I have to learn the guitar part so I can be a bit more in control.
Yeah. Okay.
Make that a bit more natural,
Oh.
or simplify it.
Yeah.
And just make sure that you're thinking about both things. And am I sounding nice? Am I sounding nice right now? Am I happy with the sound am I actually giving myself any support? You sat further back. I think you lost it a little bit. And then the level out of the dynamics. Like you were hitting some notes a bit harder.
Yeah.
Some notes a bit softer.
Okay.
And then your words weren't very clear. I couldn't hear the lyrics you were saying.
Oh. Okay, let's try that again. If that's right.
Yeah.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads
Nice.
take me home
Really nice.
to the place where I belong, West Virginia. Yeah.
West, still with support.
Yeah.
Those top notes, if you give them some gorgeousness, which you were
Okay.
getting close to,
Okay.
you just ruined it with that West.
Yeah.
You just
I was like,
threw out
shit, how am I
snare.
going to hit that note? Yeah.
yeah.
Almost heaven,
Project
West
still.
Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home
Big breath.
to the place where I belong, West Virginia. Oh God.
No, but that was still. I think the breathing in between.
Yeah.
You're not giving yourself enough. There's actually quite a lot between each phrase.
Yeah, I kind of forgot to breathe.
Yeah, but
Okay.
there's space there for you to breathe.
Okay.
This is really fun, by the way.
Almost heaven, West Virginia,
Let's break
Blue
it
Ridge
down.
Mountains.
Do that first phrase again.
Almost heaven, West Virginia.
Maybe a little bit more dynamic. So when you're playing guitar and
Yeah.
singing,
Yeah.
try and lower the dynamics on here. If you're singing quietly,
Okay.
just play a bit quieter.
Almost heaven,
Yeah?
West Virginia,
Yeah?
Blue Ridge Mountains,
Breathe.
Shenandoah River. Got to breathe, alright. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, blowing like a breeze. Country roads take me home
Nice.
to the place where I belong, West Virginia. Mountain mama, take me home, country roads.
I think it is sounding better.
Oh, okay.
I think your breathing, you just have to think about it all the time.
Okay.
the dynamics of the words, like not bringing out too much emphasis on like these strange words because you're rushing and you're scared of running out of breath.
Okay.
I think it's just that there are so many things to think about when you're singing that so many people just don't even realise you need to be thinking about. But once you switch them on, you suddenly start making this nicer sound.
Okay. So remembering to breathe and trying to sort of compress the dynamics.
Well, you just don't want to be shocking anyone.
Shouty and
you don't want to be shouty, and then you don't want to be too quiet because people can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think maybe your diction and your mouth movement. Like,
yeah,
you need to be a bit...
I don't think I open my mouth enough.
No, I think you're hiding words almost.
Yeah, I do this when I speak as well. I rarely open my mouth wide.
There are a lot of those. My favourite one is copper-bottomed coffee pot, copper-bottomed coffee pot, copper-bottomed coffee pot, copper-bottomed coffee pot. Like those sort of. They just.
Peter Piper picked a pan of pickled peppers.
Yeah, but your mouth moved then.
Yeah.
To fit that.
Yeah. So
yeah, when you're singing, like if you're singing or even if you're down and you're looking down all the time, like you need to be up.
Yeah.
Your mouth needs to be. You need to have a lot of. There are a lot of weird exercises you can do.
Yeah.
Just to like free up and just.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a, all of it's a bit of a mental game too. And there are so many things you need to be thinking about, but you don't want to be looking like you're thinking about it either. So you want to have this sort of state of composure while you're performing.
Yeah.
Smiling.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Thinking about smiling whilst you're singing might bring something too. Sometimes it helps me, if I think about smiling while I'm singing, it stops me from going flat.
Oh, okay.
So that's another little tidbit.
Okay.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
I'm feeling like this is great. Like because like normally when I'm singing songs, I would just like grab the guitar, strap it on, and be like, and I'll just be like sort of like not really taking it seriously, and in a way leaning into the fact that I know I can't hit these notes, but I'm just gonna shout it out just for the bounce. But I think I don't improve when I do that.
No.
And so it's nice to be able to sort of have this list of things to think about while singing the songs that I would be noodling with anyway.
Yeah.
Just to try and make them a bit better.
Yeah, and I think it's all about quality of sound. In anything you do in music, it doesn't matter how fast you play the notes, it doesn't matter whether or not you can sing a zillion notes in a run. That's a party trick. What people want to listen to when they're listening to music, they want to enjoy the experience of them listening to music. They want to listen to quality sound.
Yeah.
I really hope you enjoyed this video. Massive thanks to Ali for being game. And if you want more singing content, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to both our channels and give this video a thumbs up. But now, a little word on the sponsor of this video. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned Nebula, my amazing streaming platform, which is where I'm hosting exclusive and ad-free videos alongside other YouTube creators you might recognize. Let me just show you what my channel looks like, as I upload extended versions of my Tuesday Talks interviews, as they can be pretty long and in-depth, and that wouldn't quite work on YouTube. I've been making exclusive content too for Nebula, so if you haven't seen my home renovation project film, or the behind the scenes of the Cabin Fever EP, my production breakdown of my version of Last Train Home by John Mayer, let alone all my extended interviews with Josh Turner, Cory Wong, Tomo Fujita, Molly Tuttle, then you are missing out. The best way to access Nebula is to sign up to a subscription for CuriosityStream, who are very kindly sponsoring this video. For a limited time only, they are offering 26% off their annual plans, which is less than $15 a year for CuriosityStream and Nebula, which is an amazing bundle. If you aren't already aware, CuriosityStream is the best place on the internet to see thousands of the world's finest documentaries and non-fiction titles. It is the biggest documentary streaming subscription platform founded by John Hendricks, who also founded the Discovery Channel. My documentary pick is Frank Sinatra, or America's Golden Age. It sets the scene with Frank Sinatra's humble beginnings and moves through his career spanning more than 5 decades. It shows how he became the most popular entertainer in the world through music, movies, radio and TV, but doesn't neglect the difficult moments of his life. If you want to study an excellent voice and learn more about the New York crooner, then you should check out the documentary. We worked out a deal that if you sign up for CuriosityStream with the link in the description, you'll also get a Nebula subscription for free. And just to give you a little more information, that Nebula subscription isn't a trial. It's free for as long as you're a CuriosityStream member. Once you use the link or code MarySpender, you'll get a welcome email from Nebula giving you access. So if you click on the link in the description or go to curiositystream.com/MarySpender, it helps me and my fellow creators keep on doing what we're doing. It really helps more than you know, so thank you.